enjoy cleaning stables and feeding horses, checking water bucket nicely, coming a good time, knocking off good time also.
Yeah, no, I just love these guys. They're great.
We need to raise 300,000 Rand today, which is in fact only a small portion of what the R&R costs. The R&R costs us over 2 million Rand every financial year, for which we get a big chunk sponsored by the Les Gel Foundation, a grant that we receive, but that leaves us with still more than 1 million Rand that we have to cover ourselves. So that's a cost of over 99,000 Rand per month, every month, for the horses. With the current 33 horses at the R&R, that's a cost of 3,023 Rand, 33 cents per horse per month. So that's over 3,000 Rand per horse per month, every month that we have to pay. So the 300,000 Rand that we're trying to raise today is really only a fraction of what it costs us. And we put together this day especially so we could introduce you to the horses, so you could see where your money goes. You can see the people and all the love and the care and the attention they pay to these horses and the effort they make to keep these horses happy and healthy. I'm going to try and go back to Karen. I think she's ready for us. Are you ready, Karen?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Up next, folks, is gorgeous Dora. And what I'm doing here, Ellen's going to tell you all about her state when she first arrived. Ellen, tell us about Dora and her rehabilitation.
I've been working with her for probably, a good 6 months now.
Okay.
And when I first started working with her, she did not like humans. She would literally do anything she could to be as far away from me as humanly possible, and did not want to be caught and did not want to interact. And now she's interacting with us, and she's just having the time of her life. And on the outside, there's still some thorns, and she doesn't want to trust everybody. But with the people that she interacts with on a daily basis, she loves them, and she will interact with them and show them as much affection as she possibly can. She's comfortable. Yeah, she's comfortable. Nowadays she'll put in as much effort as it takes to kind of get the conversation going and just spend time with us. And she's just very friendly and very kind, and she's got a whole new lease on life. Just enjoying people and enjoying like connection.
Bond and connection, as a horse should.
Yeah.
And Ellen, your rehabilitation style, because you were just saying earlier on, you don't want these horses to go out and failed adoption and have to come back again.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that the horse basically goes out to where will be happy and comfortable?
There's two sides to it. There's the side that you need the horse to be as comfortable and as happy as humanly possible, and comfortable in its surroundings, and to the point where it will have good experiences and keep having good experiences. And as long as the horse is enjoying life and enjoying the people around it, then the horse will thrive. But as soon as we start having issues and we start going back to a place where the horse was uncomfortable, from probably where bringing back memories that it had from previous traumas, then we're going to start having issues again. So it's very important also to train the new owners on how to look after these horses, because these are special horses. They're special to us, but they're also special in the way that they need a lot of love and a lot of attention from us and a lot of care, and we have to show them love and hope that they show us love too.
Oh, look at that. Sure. Emmanuel tried to rope Dora in, but she was not interested. She was like, Alan's here, he's my guy.
Yeah.
And also Dora, when Philippa Johnson came here, the bond between Dora and Philippa was unbelievable. You could not, when she came here, you could not touch her face. She had facial issues, as Carmen would say. You could not touch her. You could not go near her. And look at her now. Just absolutely thriving with the attention and the love and the care that she's been given here. And as Philippa said, if she could put Dora in her suitcase and take her home with her, she would. They fell madly in love, and as you can see, very, very special. And Emmanuel, working with her, what makes her so special to you? Is she easy to work with?
This horse is when we working is easy, nothing problem. This one working nicely because if we go inside the stable, nicely we're taking out it nicely because no problem with this one.
No problems.
I like it.
And when she first came, did you find it difficult to work with her? And you've seen the progress that she's made since she's arrived?
This one before he was so much scared for people because someone was coming, you need to touch it, then he was scared so much. But now it's lovely because we can touch it, provide. That for now, just only when he is eating, she don't like somebody to disturb.
Her.
Yeah, because same like a human being. If you eating somebody say, "Come here," then you say. Sometimes you can say, "I'm okay, I'm fine now. I'm not thinking."
Yes.
So this one also say maybe she have that feeling, but it's not like that. But it's nice horse.
She is lovely. Oh my goodness. And enjoys the guys in her life, clearly. And as you can see, very, very, very much loved. But folks, we're going to move on to, thanks Alan, and thank you so much. We really appreciate your time here today with us and the love that you share and amazing work you do with our horses. So thanks. Almost forgot. Dr. Lauren is here. I don't know if you remember earlier on, Ghost had that gash on his face. So we're just going to change the program a little bit. We're going to do Copper Penny a bit later, and we're going to go to Dr. Lauren and see what she's up to. She is given Ghost an injection just to sort of calm him and like an anesthetic. So Marika, what we're going to do is we're going to walk up and back to you, and hopefully when you're done, then we'll be in the stable and we can film Dr. Lauren doing her magic.
There we go. We're back.
So hi folks. We're
Yes.
here with Dr. Lauren. As you saw earlier on, Ghost had a gash, and so we've got this perfect opportunity to film Dr. Lauren doing her magic, and Diana's going to ask her the necessary questions because I'm not sure about the procedure and head injuries and blood.
Okay, Dr. Lauren, how important or how dangerous is it injuries like that to the head?
I think it depends if it's a blunt force trauma or like a laceration or a cut. So in this case, I think he caught his head on something sharp. It's gone. There isn't a lot of padding under the skin over the skull, so it's gone right down to the bone, which makes it look a lot worse than it probably is. Fortunately, the head heals very quickly because there's a good blood supply if we can keep it clean. They do heal better being sutured because the head is always low to the ground and in the hay net and the food, so they do tend to get quite dirty in these wounds. Had this been a kick or something to the head, they can fracture the skull, and it can go into the sinuses, and that can be obviously a lot worse. So he was quite lucky in this case that it was just what it was. So it should come together quite nicely, and I see that I'm sure he will have a full recovery.
Now, during the interviews, we've now heard how naughty he is and how bit of a bully. Can we just quickly tell me, was he easy to tranquilize and to inject?
Yeah, we've seen a lot worse here at Castles. They always give us a run for the money, but my secret weapon with them is food, and I've discovered that a way to a Castles' heart or head usually is through its stomach. So I often, when I have to inject them, I make it a pleasant experience, and I give them a little handful of concentrate, which distracts them enough, and he didn't even flinch for the needle. He wasn't worried about it at all.
Wow,
so that's cool.
You can bribe humans with chocolates as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And children with sweets.
Dr. Lauren, what exactly have you done up till now?
So I sedated him so that, because he didn't really want us going near his head. He doesn't like to be fiddled with when he's awake. So I've sedated him to make him nice and quiet. And then I've cleaned it and shaved it, and then we put local anesthetic there so that he can't feel anything. I've just checked the wound and the underlying bone, and everything's fine. And now we're putting it back together.
And then the follow-up treatment for him?
I gave him a bit of covering antibiotics and a tetanus shot. And I think if we keep it clean and if he is a good patient, so it'll depend on him, then it should heal fairly well, a little bit of anti-inflammatories, and other than that, it should be fine. Oh, are you waking up?
Yeah, it's And how long normally does these type of wounds heal? 14 days?
Yeah, we leave sutures in usually 10 as a standard 10 to 14 days. You find often with the head, if they heal uneventfully and are kept clean, they often you can take them out a little bit earlier, 10 days. But usually somewhere between then, 10 to 14 days.
And he would just have a lovely little mark there in front of his.
Yeah, they often don't. It depends on the horse. Everybody scars differently, but often once the hair grows back, they usually close over and you barely even know there's something there.
Now that we have you here, Dr. Lauren is also the vet that carters use very, very often. So I'm going to ask her a very difficult question while she's busy doing that very tough job. Dr. Lauren, what do you think about the carters and what was the most difficult case? Or would you want to answer once you've done?
No. I love the cart horses. In fact, a week without a cart horse is a very boring week for me. I love what they bring. They always bring surprises and things. And like I've said in my coffee with cart horse, they're very resilient. So they often survive things or are not as painful for certain conditions that you would expect. So I find it very rewarding work. I find them incredibly, despite some of the situations they find themselves in, I find them incredibly trusting. I find it quite a nice challenge, and it's a bit of I try to be able to get through to every single one of them, even the hardest cases. Now, who is the hardest case? You think I'm going to say Caesar Boy, but he wasn't.
No, I actually was not going to say Caesar Boy. I was going to think Max or Black Beauty. What was the name? Black Princess?
Yeah, those are. We've had some cases that, despite our efforts, we've been unable to save, and those are always hard. You know, as vets and welfare workers and caring for animals, we always want the best outcome for the horse. Unfortunately, that doesn't always go our way.
Good boy.
Good boy.
So,
I've got one more to do.
can you do it?
Okay, good boy. Good. Good boy, last one. Good.
I remember you coming to us, it was during a weekend, I think it was Saturday morning. I told you about a horse that she passed from here, but she was unhappy, and you nearly spent 3 hours here with her, and how hard you try to pull her through. And what emotionally does it do to you that in spite of all your effort, and you've went all out to help her?
It's always hard. Nobody ever likes to lose a patient. I think I've become quite good at putting my emotions in a box and closing them up once it's done, so you can be available for the next patient. Some things I'm not a surgeon. We don't have a surgical facility. It's not, as it's been said before, it's not within the scope and the mandate of carters to be able to, unfortunately, do surgeries. So that does make it difficult, because sometimes surgery would be the solution. But we do what we can, and we hope the best. I do find that the earlier we see these cases and in the process of whatever is going on, the more success we have. And you guys are very good at being able to identify what is out of your guys' scope and needs more veterinary care or hospitalization. So I think we've been doing some wonderful work in the last couple of years. I think we've got a nice team. between everyone, and yeah.
Thank you. I just want to say that we had a horse called Rabia here, and she was pregnant. And Dr. Lauren came to visit one of the other horses, and Dr. Lauren said she's going to fall down. Was it the next day, or? But she called the time when Rabia fell down to the T. And it was a little mare, little filly, and the filly was named after Dr. Lauren. We called her Miss Lauren. And she had no choice, but she actually ended up adopting Miss Lauren.
Yeah, we've now called her Little Miss. We
Oh, Little
call her
Miss.
Little Miss, and she's prancing around at the riding center, living her best life, teaching little kids, and she's got a little girl that rides her that loves her to bits. And yeah, she's been a very sweet little pony. And I must say, she another example of Carlos just never puts a foot wrong, sort of doesn't bat an eyelid at anything. Nothing phases her. Yeah, they're just a special kind of horse.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lauren. Guys, you've seen Dr. Lauren doing this procedure. It doesn't come for free. Although they give us discounts and they give us guidance, we cannot expect it to come for free. And that's exactly why we need your donation. Please, if possible, please help us. Thank you.
If you just click your phone at that and open up SnapScan, you can make a donation to Carthorse, or you can just open the SnapScan app on your phone and try to click on the bottom right corner, and then on more in the bottom right corner, click on donate, search for Carthorse, and make a donation of 50 Rand, 100 Rand, 1,000 Rand. We need to raise 300,000 Rand today, of which we've raised 23,720 Rand so far, which means we still have 276,000 Rand to go.
Okay. Here we have our next horse is Copper Penny, and Copper
Oh, she's
Penny.
gorgeous.
She is. Copper Penny is named after our general manager, Penny. And Penny, what can you tell us about gorgeous Copper Penny?
Sorry.
No worries.
Busy sorting out a small horse here behind us. I spoke earlier about the things we don't plan for.
Can I
Yes.
interrupt and can I start first?
Yes, of
because I'm
course.
going to enjoy this one. Okay, so we received a complaint. The name never used to be Copper Penny. The name used to be Fazlin, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And she was a 2-year-old, and she's been ridden on back in Uitzig. And our former colleague Tori saw her, but that was after the owner has been warned over and over, and warning letters has been given to him, no response. And Tori phoned me, and we loaded Copper Penny. And it was a clear case. He was not going to get Copper Penny back. That was in December. So our general manager started in April, and we've got a bit of a thing. If you look at Copper Penny and if you look at our general manager, you'll see there's a resemblance. We changed the name Copper Penny after our manager. Not only that, when Copper Penny gets angry or that P word off, she pulls her ears back. Where our general manager doesn't do that. She just gets very, very red in the face. Now I hand over to my manager.
Well, I don't know much more about her story other than that. I mean, we took her off the kids that were riding her in Uitzig, and she's been with us. She's lovely. I have her report actually. I spoke about Applejack's report from the headmaster, but Alan's done quite a bit of work with her already, and for the most part, she's quite good. She has some stubborn streaks, and she has some days where she's just not in the mood, which I suppose is quite okay, because that's what happens in life. But generally, she's coming on quite nicely. You can see she's actually wanting to get back to her paddock.
She was in Blue Cross recently.
Yeah,
Donna.
last week on Friday, she got sick and now Dr. Lauren came out and then Dr. Lauren treated her, treated her. And when we got to the farm, she was still very uncomfortable and I spoke to Dr. Lauren. When I spoke to Dr. Lauren, the first thing Dr. Lauren said was, why on earth has nobody adopted her? She's gorgeous. Anyway, so Dr. Lauren advised me that we take her through to Blue Cross. And the first thing, when I offloaded her at Blue Cross, Dr. Cynthia Dunlan said to me, she's gorgeous. Is she up for adoption? And I said, yes. So, but you know what they say about chestnut names? Huh?
What did they say about chestnut bears?
You tell me, Penny. They've got a bit of a temper. I know my mum was one.
We do have a little bit of a temper.
But she's a nice horse and she's not vicious. She's just very temperamental, yeah. But she's beautiful.
And then Emmanuel, what is Copper Penny like to work with? Is she easy? Does she have specific friends?
This one is very, very nice friend for these horses because no any kind of a problem for this horse. If you say somebody can say the problem for this one, then it's relying for working for this one because it's so friendly for this horses with everybody.
With everybody.
Not only for me, but for anyone.
Oh wow, that's very special. And she's clearly full because she doesn't want to eat.
And even if you try to touch it, sometimes if you hold it, just open your mouth to say like this. Say, I'm understanding what you say.
Oh, gorgeous! Showing all these hand movements. You also know your horses quite well, Emmanuel. That's lovely. The second horse whisperer. I'm just very interested for one day to have listen to all the conversations that all the grooms have with their horses. I'm sure it can be actually quite therapeutic for them as well.
Yeah, when we've got a colleague at night and Emmanuel is on duty, he does night shift with me. He wakes up and he sends me SMSs that Emmanuel has passed me here, and he takes his turn because he wants to be involved with every single aspect of staff to each point, which is really very remarkable.
It's very, very
nice.
special. I have to say, talking to all the grooms, I'm so glad that they're finally getting a voice and people getting to meet them and see what an amazing job they all do and the passion and the love that they have for these horses. And I think it's a true calling. Yes. And to look after these horses 24/7 is brilliant. Amazing. But Penny, thank you so very much. Thanks, Dion. I'm sure we're going to hook up with you guys again. And we're going to go back to the studio where we've changed things around a bit. Marika, I hope you're still connected. Marika?
That's fine. I'm still here.
Awesome. Brilliant. So Marika's going to talk about Queen Claudia, just a quick short story. And then we're going to head over and interview Bobby, which is an interesting little poppet as well that's living here at the R&R. But please, folks, please remember to donate. Our leaderboard is looking very, very bleak. We need to raise 300,000 Rand for all these precious horses living at the Recovery and Rehabilitation Centre. And we're all here for you so you can get to know where your donations are going to firsthand. So back to you, Marika, while we move over to Bobby.
Thanks, Karen. Thank you. So I'm going to mute them. There we go. So they can walk over. As you can see, we've got a whole station set up, and it's the one time this year that we can work together as a whole team, because normally fundraising is off doing their little thing in the office and the barriers do their thing and the EWPs do their thing. So it's the one day we've even roped in the general manager. The only person you can't see is Carl, who deserves a mention. Carl captures all of your donations. He knows a lot of you by name, if not in person. And he is sitting in the office right now, capturing all the donations, capturing the end of month transactions that comes through. So I really think Carl deserves a special mention because him and Megan are in the office. Megan is letting me know as the donations come in, and Carl is capturing them as they come in, and they really do deserve a mention. But it's the one day that we can all do something together, and I think Karen and I have worked really, really hard to put this day together, and we really want to make a success of it. So please Share, share, share. If you have friends anywhere in the world, we're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Twitch. So if you have friends on any of these platforms, if they don't know how to work any of these platforms, send them to our website. They can go to carthorse.org.za/sponsathon and they can watch the stream from our website. And if you are watching on the website, click on the donate button below. If you want to make a donation, it'll take you straight to a form and you can donate 50 Rand, 100 Rand, 1,000 Rand.